Morning, everyone. Again, how are we? If you joined in last night, you're probably thinking, bloody hell, he's on again. Hope you're all having a good weekend, everyone. Aussie's on. G'day, Aussie, Mara, Lorna, all the normal suspects. Marky, Lavelle, g'day, mate. Wixie, Ivan and Lisa, hope you're all well. A lot of yous were on last night, so welcome back. Thanks for getting up early again this morning to have another jibber jabber, a normal Sunday morning jibber jabber about all sorts of stuff. Won't be on too long, guys. I've got to get the caravan ready to go away tomorrow, so I'll be on for an hour or so and then get out. And Toddy, how are you, mate? Newy Joe, Jack Turtle, are you still down with your bloody brother Gary Pye at the moment? Geez, you're down there with Gary for a while and his mate. Herb Hamilton saying, Herb from Rocky. G'day, Herb. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, geez, it felt like I only just went to bed and I'm back up again doing the live feed. I finished the live feed last night and I was straight into checking emails, guys, and replying to emails. And there's more that have, another 15 have come in this morning. So the books are going really well, which is fantastic. And the Rowies, how are you, Rowies? The Rowies won something last night. What did yous win? Oh, Rowies, you've won the $250, the $250 thing for your local animal shelter or wildlife carer. So how good's that? Get in touch with us, guys, and do some research. Let us know. Send us some details via messenger if you can, or email. It doesn't matter of what animal shelter in your town you want to support, or what wildlife carer, and I'll get in touch with them and we'll sort that out. So $250. How good's that? What a great night last night too. Brett was on. First time Brett's been on my channel, guys. Thing, and geez, he's a good personality, isn't he? He's got a big heart on him, and he loves supporting charity. And it was really good to have Brett on. I tell you what, it won't be the last time you see Brett on my channel, everyone. And I'm already working on getting him and his mad brother, Crazy Dog, on for a live feed one night. That will be a funny one. That'll be funny because those two brothers take the piss out of each other non-stop. There'll be banter on tap that night, let me tell you. And Jennifer G, Jack, thanks for reminding me. Jennifer won the Rafa Shack bat, everyone. All Brett's indoor cricket bats or backyard cricket bats are called Shack, something Shack, Thunder Shack, Tiger Shack, Great White Shack, and all that. Anyway, there's a new one in the collection now, guys, and it's the Rafa Shack. Have a look at that for a cricket bat. If you want your kids to be the coolest kid on the block playing backyard cricket or street cricket or park cricket, get them a Rafa Shack bat. And the profits from this bat go to animal shelters as well, guys. Rafa Shack, how good's that? They're a beautiful cricket bat, everyone. I love my cricket, and I'll tell you what, this bat is beautiful. It is just beautifully balanced. It's a really, they're a proper indoor cricket bat, everyone. Okay, they're not made for smacking 6 stitches around in A grade. Brett can do outdoor cricket bats, proper A grade cricket bats that will look the same. This one's an indoor cricket bat, guys, so they hit a lighter ball. So this bat would be perfect for beach cricket, backyard cricket, park cricket, cul-de-sac cricket, using the binners wickets, the Rafa Shack. And Jennifer G won this, not this particular bat. Brett's got the original one, the first ever made one with a different camouflage grip, which looks better than that one. Brett sent this one to me, so this will be mine forever now, guys. You'll see it in the background. And Jennifer G won that, and she's got a young disabled son called Robbie, and I think Robbie will love that. Wow, that'll be fantastic. Jennifer's been a fantastic supporter of this channel for a couple of years now, guys. She's always on there, and I'm glad Jennifer won it. It put a smile on my face last night. Pete McMurtry's on. How are you, Pete? Hope you're well, mate. Pete went out, joined up, bought another Shady Gear wall at the Townsville show the other week and went straight out camping. As soon as he left the show, he was out camping at Bivouac Junction outside Charters Towers there, I think it was. So, Ray Muller, g'day, Ray. How are you, mate? Hope you and Jace are going good. Jace was on there last night. I don't know if you're on there, Ray. I can't remember seeing your name last night, but it was a great night. Slacken's on again. G'day, Mark. How are you, mate? Slacken's having a chat with. So Craig's on there. Brett's a great guy, very supportive. Yeah, and he is, mate. And I keep saying it, everyone. If you've got anything you need for anything, if you need stubby coolers, they're Brett's stubby coolers, 7 mil thick, all sewn in. If you need stubby coolers made, if you need T-shirts, polo shirts, sporting equipment, bags, tracksuits, Brett can do it all, guys, and we'll help you design it. You give him the ideas, Brett will help you design. He doesn't charge you for it. It's all part of the service. I tell you what, I've been to a lot of places, and if you want them to design something for you, they charge you for it, guys. They charge every time they put their fingers to a keyboard or a mouse to help. They charge it. It goes onto the cost. Brett designs it, and when you're happy with it, he then orders it for you, and his prices are very good. Jace, how are you, mate? Jared Haynes on. G'day, Jared. Ran into Jared, had a really good chat with Jared at the Townsville Caravan and Four-Wheel Drive show. Good to see Jared there again. He's going well. Still got his Sirocco, still loving his Sirocco, everyone. So, which is fantastic. And it was good. Jean's still using photos of me and Roz's old Sirocco there, Jared. She got a few of the photos up from our trip when we were heading down south there. So it was good to see the old Sana Sirocco again. Toddy Higginson, g'day, mate. How are you? Who else is on? I've said g'day to everyone now. Yeah, so really good night last night. The orders are coming through, everyone. I'm going to have to take this big computer away with me because we're going away for a week tomorrow, Roz and I. And I'm going to have to take this computer with me so I can keep up with the emails. I'm going to take a box of books. I'm going to take all the pre-packaged books and everything so I can still get to the local bloody post office and that. Scruffy Bollocks is on too, guys, up in the mother country. Press the like button. Thanks, Scruffy. Hope you're well, mate. And we've got 4 books on the way over to Canada on Monday, Mark. 4 books going up to Canada for Slacken. So Rafa's books are going international, everyone. Good stuff. They're a fantastic little book too. Really good for young kids. If it's something you read to them, I'm talking like little toddlers and that where at that age the information's starting to sink in and they start taking everything in like a sponge. Those little safety tips in that book will stick with them for the rest of their life. So Jennifer is on. G'day, Jennifer, and congratulations on the cricket bat win last night. Contact Brett, mate, info@smgsports.com.au. Let Brett know your address. And Mr. Bullet, was it Mr. Bullet? I think it was Mr. Bullet. Oh, he wanted to know if Brett did like proper. He wants to send over a couple of proper indoor cricket balls or something. But I think Robbie probably be happy just with a tennis ball or whatever, Jennifer. But hopefully Robbie will love seeing that in his room. How good's that? It's a bloody nice bat. That's a good win, and it's not too bad. You just come on a live feed, put your name in, go hashtag Rafa Shack or whatever it was, and Jennifer's name come out. The StreamYard computer does a random pick, and Jennifer was the one who won it. So it was absolutely fantastic. Morning, Wixie. Wixie saying g'day to Jace. Who else haven't I said goodbye? G'day to yet? The bloody comments, just I can't keep up with them, guys. I start talking, looking at the camera, and I'll look back and there's 30 bloody comments going. Craig saying, if anyone's going to the Sydney 4x4 show, I'll be there all day Saturday, 14th of June. The Hilux is a finalist in the show and in the Shine Touring category. Come and say g'day. That'll be great to meet you. So there you go. I thought, must be a lot of different shows. Jean just came back from a Sydney show, and it was out at Rose Hill, mate. But there's another. This must be a proper 4x4 show. And Craig's Hilux has got into. He's been showing her off. It's in the what category was it in? Shine Touring category, whatever that is. So anyway, if you're at the Sydney 4x4 show, go and say go to Craig, get out there touring, everyone, and put in a vote for his Hilux. Slacken saying, out there touring, good luck at the 4x4 show. Yeah, absolutely. Craig, I hope you win that one, mate. That'd be fantastic. Buck, did you read all 3 of my emails regarding the books? No, not yet, mate. I was up till about midnight last night trying to answer emails and all that, and I was starting to bloody headbutt the keyboard, mate. So I've got 15 unread emails there, mate. So I'll check them out this morning, and then I've got to go out and start making sure everything's ready for it. We're heading off early in the morning, guys. So everything's. I was hoping to have a couple of weeks spare for when this happened, but it's the only night I could get Brett and Rob on at the same time. And then it just collided with when me and Roz were going away. So everything's a bit rushed, guys, but I'm going to be taking books on the road with me and all that. So pass the word, please, about these books. The more we sell, the more profit we make. And the more live feeds I can do and do $250 giveaways for your local animal shelter, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. So let's get in the footy scores, everyone. There's been a few buys this week because Origin's on Wednesday night, so Roz and I will be watching Origin via Starlink Mini on the TV inside the caravan. So, yeah, Origin time, that time of the year, when I'll be giving it to all the cockroaches in there, and there's plenty of them in there too, guys. Greggy, here's another one just popped in. Greggy Campbell, he's a filthy cockroach too. It's that time of the year, guys. You're all enemies now. As from now, all you bloody cockroaches are the enemy. So, Thursday night, this was a bit of a turn up for the books, wasn't it? Roz's Dolphins got up, guys. Fins up 44-8 over Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. It was belting. Did you see the conditions there? Absolutely belting down rain. Dolphins 44, Dogs 8. Russ said, we had 10 players out, but you had who you have out there? Burton was still in. Viliami Kickow was still in. He still had a lot of good players in there. So the Dogs didn't turn up. 44-8, they went down. So the Dolphins, when the Dolphins click, they can beat anyone. They're a good team, the Dolphins. Marky Lavelle's Parramatta Eels got up over Paulie Martin's. Paulie Martin is missing in action. Can we do a welfare check on Paulie Martin, please? Because Manly got walloped by the Eels 30-10 on Friday night. So the Eels, once again, when they put it together, they can mix it with the big teams. So it's good to see Parramatta. You don't want to see Parramatta down the bottom. They're one of the greatest clubs. When did they come in the 1940s, 47 or something? So they're one of the big teams from the 80s. Haven't won since 1986. So Parramatta, it's about time you won a bloody premiership again. I think 1986 was the last one, I think. So anyway, Parramatta's had put 2 wins together now, 2 in a row, 30 over Manly 10. So Manly, who towed my Cowboys up the week before, they are a hit and miss team, Manly. You don't know what team's going to turn up with Manly, the same as the Cronulla Sharks. Now, here's a turn up. All the Newcastle boys, Ray, Jace, all the Newcastle boys will be going off. The Knights got up last night, 25, while we're doing the live feed. Knights 25, Panthers 6. Now, the Panthers were without Cleary. Boy, oh boy, I thought the Panthers would be starting to come good now, but they've lost Cleary and they lost to the Knights, who have not been going well. So, Newcastle 25, Penrith 6. I think that puts Penrith down the bottom of the ladder. 4 premierships in a row, and now they're sitting on the bottom of the ladder. Wow. Talk about falling. They lost a few players, but they've still got a good team. And this one here, the Roosters, guys, are going to be there towards the end of the year. I thought they'd struggle this year. They're coming good. Roosters 42, Sharks 16. The Sharks had that I'm aware of, no players out for Origin and got trounced by the Roosters, 42-16. Cronulla Sharks, I've got a couple of mates that follow the Sharks. Elton's one of them. And he said, the Sharks do my head in, Buck. He said, I just don't know who's going to turn up on the day. And they're like that. The Sharks are another team. When they turn up, they can beat anyone, but they're just hot and cold. One more game today. New Zealand Warriors versus the Raiders, guys. So that'll be a good game, actually. I think the Warriors are at home, so the Warriors should get up there. But once again, Raiders, when the Raiders click, they can beat anyone in their day too. So, yeah, hey, Brett's on. Hey, Brett, how are you, mate? Thanks for the night last night, Buck, everyone. It was so bloody – it was a good night, mate. It went for 3 hours, and it goes quick, doesn't it? When you're on there, you've got people on and you're talking and you're interacting with the crowd. It was a good night, mate. It was good to have you on, and we'll have you on again, mate. So, and people have seen you now. They always hear me talk about Brett from SMG. Everyone's seen Brett now. They know what he's about. They know, and I've had a lot of comments, Brett, saying what a bloody good bloke Brett is. And Marky LaBelle saying he's a funny bastard and all that. It was good. It was good to have you on, mate. So, and as soon as I got off that live feed last night, Fiona, I got an order from Fiona for 11 books. I'm not quite sure what Fiona's doing with 11 books. I've scrunched 11 into one box, mate, so they'll be on their way next week down to you there. So, Black Diamond 4x4, Morning Buck. G'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're all going well. That's a pretty cool name. Black Diamond 4x4. How good is that? Greg Palmer, the penetrator. That'll be the diddly donk Palmer for sure. Brett, it is. Brett, do you beat up seniors like me? Oh, dear. This is the bloke who said you can't come into Victoria unless you've got a spout on your billy, everyone. And I'm copping some flack over it. I was watching it came up the other day, when I did a Billy T, I was out at O'Brien's Creek Campground, about 4 hours west of Innisfail here, guys. And I'm going to go out there again this year with Roz this time. I love it out there, all the bird life and that. Anyway, I watched me Billy T one again. I forgot all about it. I watched the Billy T one. There was a comments in there going, Buck, you don't need a spout on your billy. And I'm thinking, the only reason I got that billy is because of Palmer. He said, you're not allowed in Victoria unless you've got a spout on your billy. Now, has Tim Bates got a spout on his billy? I'm trying to think. Everyone, a lot of comments there going, Buck, Tim Bates would be proud of you. Tim Bates would be proud of you, that Billy T, where I swung it around my head. There's so many people in there mentioning Timmy Bates. As we know, Tim loves making a Billy T when he's out camping there in the high country. And everyone was mentioning Timmy Bates, but I can't remember if Tim has a spout on his billy. Has he? Now, he is a Victorian, so he should have a spout on his billy, according to Palmer. Lynn Rogers, yeah, you need a spout. Well, there you go. I know when Dad used to make the tea for the prisoners in Cunnamulla, and he'd walk down to the watch house swinging the big billy. You know what makes a great billy, everyone? Is, if you go to a cafe, they get their beetroot and a lot of their wholesale type stuff they use in the cafe in those big steel, are they 4 litre? No, they're probably not 4 litre, but you know what I mean? The real big caterers type stuff, and they put the thing in and they take the lid off, and they tip the beetroot out or whatever, rinse it out, and it's a proper, it's like steel can that the beetroot and all that type of stuff comes in. Get one of those, drill a hole in it, put a wire handle in, and they make the best billy, those things, for our bush thing, is those ones. A10 cans, big fella. Is that what they're called? A10 cans. So, yeah, I know the cafes get them. The cafes buy their stuff from the wholesaler in bulk, and they'll get big cans of beetroot and pickles and all that. Go into a cafe, get one of those, give it a really good rinse out, and then just drill 2 holes in, get some really good 2-gauge wire or something like that, hook it through those holes and bend it up so that cannot come out of the holes, and that will make the best bush billy you can get. I'll tell you what, I might go and do that actually and do a film clip on it, show you how to make the best bush billy. I've just put an idea in my own head there. They're called A10 cans, big fella. Thank you. We used to get them in the cafe, Max Stocks and all the wholesalers that bring your stuff into the cafe. And instead of buying little jars of it from Woolies, you couldn't afford to do that. You get it from the wholesaler. But you'll only get those cans. Go in and ask your local cafe or a restaurant if they've got an A10 can left over, and just grab, they're only going to throw them in the bin anyway. Grab one, give her a washout, take the paper thing off it. So you've just got the steel billy, drill a couple of holes, some good thick gauge wire, and there's your best bush billy you can get. Slack and saying that'd be cool to see. I'm going to do that, Mark. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go into a local cafe. I know a few of the cafe owners here. I'll get one of those kings. I'm going to make a bush billy, and then I'll do I'll do another bloody Billy T clip for you using that thing. Here we go. Phil McCavity. G'day, Phil. Sunny morning in Puckapunyal for RPG training day. Good stuff. I'll tell you what was fun. Over at SASR, we go out. Where'd we go? Was it Lancelin or Bindoon? I can't remember now. But anyway, we go out with the 66s. And the SAS regiment used to get old car bodies and that and just put them out on the anti-armour range, and you'd go out with the 66s and punch some holes into the side of cars with anti-tank weapons and that. I never got to fire the 84. The only thing I got to fire, the big anti-tank gun, the Charlie Gutsake we used to call them, I only got to fire the 6.5 mil subcal through that. And I don't think I ever fired a proper 66. I only fired the 21 mil subcal from that. So it used to go bang at our end, but it didn't go boom at the other end with the subcal and that. But it's still, you went through the drills of pulling it apart, aiming it, and still punching it into the side of a car. So yeah, SASR used to get all our car bodies, and they had the anti-tank range there. So it was always good fun punching holes into the side of cars with the 66s. I think I only used the 21 mil subcal on that. Can't remember if I fired a real one or not. Would have been good to fire the 84, but I only got to fire the subcal. I was spewing about that. Righto. A lot of yous are going, shut up, Buck. We're not interested in firing any tank weapons. Now, here's one. Camping related, everyone. Phil Taylor. There's too many bloody names going around in my. Phil Taylor sent me a photo, everyone. I won't put it up on the thing. I didn't save it. A mate of his had a really bad accident recently, getting down out of his rooftop tent when he was out camping, missed the ladder. Had he been drinking? I don't know. There's a fair chance, everyone has a couple of beers when they go out camp. But anyway, he needed to get down out of his rooftop tent for a tinkle. Missed the ladder, climbing down, inverted, and broke his arm, and his neck was in a brace. Very, very close to killing himself. And that's how quickly accidents can happen when you're out camping, everyone. So bloody rooftop tents, that's a young man's game. This guy looked like he might have been around the 50 mark or whatever. And if you've had a few beers, it's not easy to miss the rungs on those ladders, is it? So bloody rooftop tents, they're all good and well. But at night time, when you're getting down, they can be dangerous. And as you know, I had a bad accident off the caravan, guys. I went to step down onto the drawbar, inverted, and I did myself some pretty serious injuries there. My shoulder never come good from that. That was nearly a trip ender when I inverted, getting Starlink down off the top of that. That was when I had the old Gen 2 Starlink. Anyway, Phil's mate missed the rung on the ladder, inverted, and nearly broke his neck, everyone. His neck's in a brace. He broke his arm. It was nearly a bloody, not a trip ender or a life ender. It was a trip ender. So, I don't know. I'll tell you now, and this sounds silly, but when I had the rooftop tent, I was sick of getting, because I've got to get up and tinkle about 6 times a night because of my bloody prostate. I had one of those flour containers, the ones that you get self-raising flour or plain flour in. Take one of them up in the rooftop tent with your guys and piss into that. I know it sounds a bit disgusting and that. And you get down in the morning when it's daylight, go and empty it the right way. The next morning, give it a rinse out. Just take one of those containers or a piss bottle up with you. And someone said, Buck, use the flour thing, and they're perfect for that. So that's what I did. And it just saved you getting up and down the ladder a few times at night. If you've had a few beers around the campfire, which we all do, and you've got to get up and go for a tinkle all the time, it might be best to do that. It's a lot safer, isn't it? So just shows you how things can go pear-shaped when you're out camping, guys. So be safe out there, especially you're up in the rooftop tent. If you've got a ladder and the rungs are a bit slippery, go to Bunnings and you get that, it's black and yellow. It's like a Gorilla Tape, but it's got sandpaper on the top and it's real sticky, and put that on the rungs of your ladders and it gives you a lot more grip on the ladder. But if you miss the rungs altogether, that ain't going to save you either. But that's what I did with the ladder on my Crazy Dog on the drifted thing. I put that sandpapery Gorilla Tape on every rung of the ladder, and it's black and yellow. So at night you can see the yellow too. So you've got a better view of the rungs of the ladder as well. That Crazy Dog rooftop tent was good because I could get out, turn around, and I had something to hold. I used to hold onto the tent with one hand and the actual rooftop tent with the other. So I always had a grip with my hands. I never, ever went one hand. I always had two hands on there. So they're bloody rooftop tents. They're a young man's game, those ones. So, yeah, Phil's mate nearly come unstuck there. We're going to talk about the flood soon, guys, see how everyone's doing down in the flood zone. I was going to have a special bloody reporter out on the front lines this morning. Bradley Howell, guys, was going to go out with the Rural Fire Service this morning and do assessments and that down there. Brad lives out at Maitland in the Hunter Valley. Brad's going out this morning, but said the timings won't line up. He said we probably won't get out there in time. I sent Brad the link. Brad was going to get on his mobile phone and do a bit of a live feed, come in here and give us a bit of an update on how the floods were where he was. But unfortunately, Brad sent me a message and said, Buck, there's stuff around here. I don't think we're going to be out there in time for your live feed. So we were going to have Brad Howell on live on the front lines, guys, at the floods, giving us a live update. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Mike Blakely's on over in Colorado, everyone. Just make sure you empty out the flour. She'd make a bloody salty old damper, Mike, that one. You wouldn't want to be making damper out of that. Yes. Make sure the flour is out of the container, guys. They make a good piddle jar, everyone. Those 1.5 litre or 2 litre flour, where you get your self-raising flour on that in, the plastic ones. They make a good pea jar for your rooftop tent. I know it sounds a bit disgusting, but it's better than bloody missing the ladder and nearly killing yourself on the way down. So, yeah. I didn't do it. I started doing it towards the end. It was bloody best thing I did. It was a lot safer. Victoria is nearly $200 billion in debt. That state is almost $200 billion in debt, and it's the highest tax state in Australia, guys. That state has got issues. I tell you, they got the Labor government in down there. They keep voting them in, and you deserve what you get. You keep voting for them, and all you hear on the news is how many taxes Victorians and blah, 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 Victoria this, Victoria that. Well, that's what happens when you vote them in. And what else can you say? I can't believe that Dan Andrews got voted in. Everyone hated him, but he got voted back in. Just incredible. Yeah, the highest tax. Victoria pay the highest taxes in Australia, apparently. It's probably why they're all moving up here. Hey, we talked about it last night a bit. This Rob Richmond last night talking about AI, guys. How good is it? Well, it's good in some ways. I understand that AI is also getting used for bad stuff, voice recognition and all that type of stuff now. You've got to be very careful with it. Don't believe everything you see on the internet now. You'll see someone on there saying something. It'll be AI guys, and it looks like them. And they can now AI voices that sound just like the person. So it's getting to the stage now where you just can't believe everything you see. It's going to start making an impact in court and that now about what's admissible as evidence and what's not because of AI. But we were talking last night about a lot of the actors and singers and all that have recently died, and they show them back over time and that. It's just fantastic what they do. It was a good one about Clint Eastwood the other day, even though Clint's still alive, and they show him from now, and then they go right back to when he was a really young actor and all that, back to the old spaghetti western days and that, and it just transforms him. It's incredible what they can do with AI now. I love watching those things. You know, people that said, I died when I was 83, and it shows them just before they died, whatever their last acting role was or singing role, and then it shows them back through time. And as the clip goes, they get younger and younger, and it's just incredible. I love watching it, eh? Yeah, AI is getting not good. Yeah, Jeffrey, it's like anything, mate. If it's used for the right purpose, it can be very, very good. But unfortunately, it gets used for the wrong purpose a lot. It's like you can put that with a lot of stuff, eh? The internet, full stop. The internet's fantastic. Look what we did last night, raising money for charity, getting a heap of people together, having a great night, having a chat. No negative stuff going on in the comments and all that type of stuff. If it's used in the right way, it can be very, very good. But as we know, it can be used. There's some garbage on the internet in there. These young girls and that, they get on there now just flaunting them. It's just the whole internet now is just getting bombarded with these young OnlyFans. Like, it's just, you can't get away from it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, now, before we get it, we'll talk about the floods in a minute, as I said. This has come out. I wish Gidgey was on here, because this decision cost him his job and about 400 other people that used to work at Airbus helicopters. As we know, the Australian Army used to have a French helicopter called the MRH-90, multi-role helicopter 90. A lot of other countries that operate them call them the NH-90. Kiwis are one of them. Kiwis are still flying theirs. A couple of years ago, guys, exercised Talisman Sabre. An MRH-90 went into the water at night, and two officers, a warrant officer and a corporal in that helicopter, were killed, unfortunately. Bloody terrible. The Australian government and the Australian Defence Force had a knee-jerk reaction, and they grounded the helicopters because of that, as you do, you ground the helicopters until you find out what went wrong. Absolutely, you do that. But then someone made a decision that we're going to get rid of these helicopters, and it was a big rush job to get rid of the engines, sell the engines, cut them up and bury them in a big hole. And it was made very, very quickly before the results of this accident came out. So what happened? They got rid of we had 47 of them. We lost 3 to accidents, guys. And I'm going to tell you, and this is why they're unsafe. They're going, they're unsafe. We've lost 3 of them. They're unsafe. We're going to get rid of them. So I'll tell you how we lost the 3 MRH-90s. One of them during the big bushfires back in 2019-2020. One was flying around at night. The loadmaster needed a piss. They were doing, having a look at the bushfires and all that type of stuff. They landed the helicopter in long grass with a spotlight on. It started a fire underneath the helicopter, and the helicopter was badly burnt. They only just got it out of the fire. That helicopter ended up where Gidgey used to work, and there was over $1 million or a couple of $1 million worth of damage to the underneath of the helicopter, and they wrote that helicopter off. That helicopter was written off and used as spare parts because they landed it in long grass with a spotlight on because the loadie said, I need a piss, put it down. They landed it in long grass. The spotlight started a fire underneath the helicopter. There's one that was written off. That ain't the fault of the helicopter, everyone. Then on a Special Forces counter-terrorist exercise down in Jervis Bay, depends where you're from, another one crashed into the water. What happened is they had engine problems on that, and the pilot shut down the good engine, not the bad engine. Instead of shutting down the engine that was having problems, he shut the good engine down, and she went into the drink. Okay, and some soldiers were injured on that, but no one was killed. That helicopter, she landed in the ocean, the floats activated. That helicopter was written off as well. The reason that engine had problems is because they hadn't done an upgrade to that engine. The Army hadn't upgraded that engine. It was a thing that if you do that upgrade, it stops that from happening. They hadn't done the upgrade. So once again, that was technically an engine fault, but they can fly on one engine. They had 2 engines. They can fly on one engine, those helicopters. The pilot shut down the wrong engine and put her in the drink. So you put that one down to pilot error too, guys. And then the worst one was when the other third one flying along, and they, within 2 weeks of that accident, they recovered the black box. And I know this because Gidgey told me, and they were muzzled, guys. And Gidgey can say this now because he is not part of anything to do with the helicopters. They were muzzled. They were not allowed to say anything. They got the black box, and the black box showed that helicopter was flying perfectly well, and there was no problems with the helicopter prior to impact with the ocean off Lindeman Island in the Whitsundays, killing four soldiers. So they were muzzled. Everyone who flies those helicopters, the Kiwis and the French and all that, it was put out and they said that Australian helicopter that crashed was flying. There was nothing wrong with the helicopter. It was basically put down to pilot error. And all the other countries, the Kiwis and the French and all the other countries that operate that helicopter, continued flying the helicopter. So here we are a couple of years later, after we've scrapped all our whole fleet of helicopters. We didn't give them to Ukraine. Ukraine said, we'll use them. No, they were just a big rush job to bury them in a hole. Why? We'll never find out. Big cover-up. So it's come out. Yep. Basically, it was pilot error, and it was put down to the night vision equipment. They got disoriented. The pilot got disorientated and went down instead of going up or whatever, and they collided with the ocean because they got confused with their night vision equipment. The helicopter, the engines and everything were functioning perfectly well prior to impact. So it wasn't the fault of the helicopter, guys. Unfortunately, it's a horrible thing to say, pilot error, or it was maybe down to lack of training with the night vision equipment, the new night vision equipment that they had with that helicopter. I don't know. People saying, oh, it's a DI thing. Those pilots have to pass a pretty strict course to become military pilots, guys. So they were qualified pilots, and something went wrong with the night vision gear. They got disorientated and they put her into the drink. Loss of 4 lives. Terrible incident. But someone's made a knee-jerk reaction and got rid of. What did that do? That has still left us vulnerable, guys. For the last 2 years, we've had no helicopters except for Chinooks. We're slowly getting Black Hawks in now. We've got 10 Black Hawks at the moment, which are used for Special Forces role in Sydney. We've still got another 30 to come in, and that decision has left this country vulnerable with no military helicopters. We've needed those MRH-90s during the floods up here, rescuing people off roofs. You can't do it with Chinooks. They'll blow the roof off the houses. Rescuing people, search and rescue and all that type of stuff. We were left without helicopters, and it's come back to bite us on the arse during all our floods and all that type of stuff. Someone's head need to roll. Whoever made the decision, the snap decision, to bury those helicopters and get rid of them and saying they're unsafe before they found out what the cause of the crashes were, or the crash, that thing. Something stinks. Something stinks of corruption, but we'll never find out. $4 billion worth of our tax money, guys, on those helicopters, and they buried them in a big hole. Didn't even offer them to Ukraine. Absolute disgrace. Brent Wall saying bureaucracy. Yeah, I know it is, mate. It is bloody horrible. Jeffrey Keane saying go the Warriors. Yeah, they're up against Canberra today. So I know a lot of people out there probably don't really care, but I do. I'm ex-military, guys, and it's our tax money. That is our tax money. And I hope that people, now that the results of the inquiry are out, they knew what caused that accident years ago, and it's only just come out now. I think people were hushed because someone's trying to justify the decision to get rid of those MRH-90s. Yes, they were expensive to maintain. We probably should have got Black Hawks right back at the very start, replace our old Black Hawks with new ones. We all knew that. Someone in the government made a decision to go with French helicopters. And what a waste of $4 billion. Just bloody shocking. It was a big cover-up, guys. And the fact we didn't even offer them to Ukraine, who could have used them to evacuate wounded soldiers off the battlefield back to hospitals and that. You know, the French The French even said, we'll keep those helicopters in the air for you, we'll maintain them for you. There were procedures in place over in Europe, but Australia just buried him in a big hole and Ken was involved in it, guys. They had to strip the helicopters down to get them ready for burial. Ken said, this is disgusting. Absolute what we're doing. And then 400 guys at Airbus helicopters lost their job because the government and the senior officers of the Australian Defence Force made a snap decision to get rid of those helicopters. Gidgey was one of them. Ken now works for the NBN. Guy with 35 years experience, airframe and engine fitter on military helicopters, and he had to go and get a job somewhere else, not related to, so they've lost all that experience. But no one will be held accountable for this. No one. Heads should be rolling already over this. Heads should be rolling, and I hope that there's some senators out there that start really, really pushing the envelope with this and do not let it go. And don't let it go. Righto. So, Mick Watson, there's definitely a major odour. Yeah, exactly right, mate. There is. It stinks of corruption, mate. This whole, the way it was just hushed, bury them, and then 2 years later it comes out, it was a night vision and pilot error thing. Wasn't the fault of the helicopter, and we've just buried $4 billion worth of helicopters in a hole. Didn't offer them to Ukraine. Something stinks. Absolutely, it does. European countries have put in place procedures to keep the MRH-90 safe and in the air. Gidgey said it's a good heli. It was. It was hard to maintain, but once it was maintenance intensive. And Ken said, once again, they didn't buy enough spare parts to keep them in the air. If they had enough spare parts, they could have kept the whole fleet in the air. Airbus had a very, very good serviceability rate of those helicopters. The army units didn't, but Airbus helicopters, they did a very, very good job. So anyway, Gidgey was one of the most experienced helicopter mechanics or engineer, whatever you want to call him, airframe engine fitters, probably in Australia, guys. And here he is now working with the National Broadband Network in a totally unrelated job, and he's enjoying that job just quietly. Ken's enjoying his thing, but I think deep down he still misses doing military helicopters and keeping them in the air and contributing to the defence of this country. And as I said, how many floods have we had now, guys? Got one going on down south. You seen any military helicopters buzzing around offering assistance? No, because the 10 Black Hawks that we've got at the moment are kitted out for special forces roles. Whereas those MRH-90s, they were perfect for search and rescue. You can bloody get people off roofs, people who are isolated, fly food and stores and everything in. The recent floods out in southwest Queensland, there were civilian helicopters out there doing all that. It would have been good to see the people go, that's not the Army's role. Bullshit. We're not at war at the moment. They're sitting around. Why not? It's good training for the pilots and all that, going out and doing Defence Force aid to the civil community, DFAC or something it was called. The Army's always chipped in and helped out with floods and that. The Army did, but there was no helicopters to be seen. People need to be rescued in North Queensland, far North Queensland, earlier in the year, when the Lions Den and Cooktown and all that last year, Cyclone Jasper, people were getting plucked off roofs by little Robinson R44 helicopters and that. It would have been good to see the military helicopters up here doing it. We didn't have any because of that decision to get rid of the MRH. So speaking of floods, how bad has it been the last couple of years? Cyclone Jasper passed about 18 months ago up here, washed highways away. They're still trying to repair roads and that up here from that. And then this year, guys, far North Queensland flooded again. Ingham, Carball, Innisfail here, flooded again. Cape York, Daintree, massive floods up here. Then we had Brisbane and everything, the cyclone go across up there. Then we had massive floods out in southwest Queensland. And as a result of those floods, we lost how many 1,000 head of cattle out there? Lots of cattle lost out there, tens of thousands head of cattle. And all that water now is running down into Lake Eyre in South Australia, guys. And Lake Eyre's filling up from all those floodwaters out in Channel Country, southwest Queensland. And now we've got terrible floods down on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Taree and Kempsey. Now, I'm not familiar with these towns down there, guys, but I know that Taree's been badly affected, Kempsey, and also Gloucester. Gloucester's been flooded, and the reason we've seen that is Jason Slade has been putting a lot of pictures of Gloucester up from his drone and everything. Jace is with the Rural Fire Service out there, and Jace has been putting the drone up and showing the extent of flood damage out there. But Taree's been badly affected, and Steve from Soar Adventures, guys, Steve and Annie, well, apparently Annie's sister has lost everything. I haven't spoken to Steve yet. I think they're on their way down there to assist, but Annie's sister's, I think, lost everything, guys. She lives in Taree, and that town has been... Please tell me Lismore hasn't flooded again, everyone. Is Lismore okay? That town has done it tough over the last few years. Lismore has been flooded about 3 times. I hope Lismore hasn't flooded again. I haven't heard Lismore mentioned. Taree, Kempsey, Gloucester, and the towns around there. Yeah, Canadian military's been helping. Yeah, exactly, and that's what they should do. People will say, oh, that's not our job. Our job's to defend the country. Well, when you're not at war, then you help defend the country in other ways. Help the civilians during times of flooding and all that. And it's always happened, mate. The reason it didn't happen this time is because we buried our helicopters. Absolute disgrace. People should be kicking up a stink. Down there in New South Wales, if you've seen where people have needed to be rescued and there's been no helicopters to do it, start saying to your local member, where were the military helicopters? Oh, we haven't got any. And then get them to start sending it down the line. The people who made that decision need to go. Heads need to roll. Newy Joe, here we go. So if you've got some information, if you're down around the Wild Track Weekender, g'day, mate. Pencil pusher, yeah. If you're down in the flood zones, everyone, and you're on here, give us some updates, please. I'm flying blind. I only know what I see on the news, everyone. But I hope if you are in the flood zone, you're doing okay. I know Annie's sister has lost everything. 30,000 Newy Joe still isolated. Yeah, that's what I mean, mate. They need helicopters. They need these MRH-90s, or if they got rid of those, we should have had our 40 Black Hawks by now. But you know why we don't have our 40 Black Hawks already? Because Albo put a hold on it when he first got in as Prime Minister and said, I'm putting a hold on all military acquisitions and we're going to do a review on whether they're still warranted. And because he put a hold on it, we slipped down the ladder to get Black Hawks. Other countries that wanted Black Hawks off the Americans slipped ahead of us. And we slipped down the ladder because Albo put a hold on it. Jeffrey, that is a fact, mate. Albo put a hold on all military acquisitions. And then after 18 months of going, oh, do we still need Black Hawks? Well, we do, because our other helicopters are in a big hole in the ground and other countries slipped above us. So we still only have 10 out of our 40 Black Hawks. That's why there's no military helicopters buzzing around out there. Yes, we've got Chinooks in Townsville that can deliver hay and all that, whatever. But for rescue missions, the Chinooks aren't real good, guys. They can't pluck people off the roofs of houses. They'll blow the roof off the houses. So that's why we need the medium lift helicopters like Black Hawks or the MRH-90, okay? The MRH-90, a perfect helicopter for search and rescue. You can get about bloody 20 people in the back of those things. Ty Fenwick. Ty, have you been affected by the floods? I asked that last night, but I didn't see it in the comments. Morning all, I'm listening in. Out in the machines trying to fix sections of our road that we lost. I've never seen Mile Lake this high. We have waterfront views. Wow, but you haven't flooded. So Ty's got some heavy machinery, guys. That's his thing. So he's out doing some work on the roads. Now, good stuff, Ty. Hopefully your house hasn't been affected. And someone on YouTube that has been affected, Tyler Thompson, who's got a good YouTube channel there, guys. Tyler, his house inundated with water. So Tyler and his wife have had to be evacuated from their house and have probably lost all their furniture and all that. And someone was saying he didn't have contents insurance. And I said that last night. Unfortunately, because of the cost of living in that now, guys, people are giving away things like stuff that you really do need, like contents insurance. and people can't afford to pay it. So they're going, I'm just going to have to do without it. And then Murphy's Law, a flood happens or a cyclone happens, something happens, and you get caught short. And it's not that they're too lazy to just insure, they probably can't afford it, everyone. And you have to prioritize. Probably had his house insured, but his contents, he couldn't afford it. So, and now he's lost all his furniture. So there's going to be a lot of people like that. Watch the insurance companies now bang up the bloody insurance premiums again. After every flood, after every cyclone, our insurance premiums go up. Keep an eye on your insurance premiums, everyone. And if you're in one of those flood zones or a town that's flooded, that's an excuse for the insurance companies to put their premiums up. It happened to me after Cyclone Yasi in 2011. They literally doubled our insurance premiums overnight, even though I had minimal, I had a bit of guttering or something that I claimed, but they did pretty well out of me. They doubled our insurance. RACQ I was with at the time. Guess what? I ain't with them anymore. I'm with APIA now. I think Australian Pensioners. They were the best deal I could get. And I just, well, stuff you, RACQ. If you're going to go and double my insurance premiums overnight, I rang RACQ up and said, have you put all my car insurances and contents and house insurance into one policy now, have you? Because it went from $170 to $340 a month. It's a lot more than that now. And they went, no, we've just put our premiums up. So I said, you've literally doubled from $170 to $340 in one hit because we had a cyclone. And that's what's going to happen to you down in the flood zones, guys. As soon as you put a claim in because of a natural disaster or whatever, that's their excuse now to go, we're going to double your insurance premiums. Here we go. Good news here, guys, from Kendall. Lismore is fine, but I don't know for how long. So let's hope bloody Lismore doesn't get flooded again. That town has done it hard. We went through Lismore. We actually camped there for a couple of nights, everyone, and we were going to camp at the caravan park, one of the caravan parks at Lismore. It was still not even open. You could see where the floods had been. It was really badly damaged there, the poor buggers. That town, it looked like a great little town too, Lismore. I think I went to the bakery in the main street had opened. I went to the bakery and it was a really nice town, Lismore, but you could really see that they've been doing it tough. There were a lot of businesses still closed down that hadn't been renovated and hadn't been fixed up from the floods. Aussie saying, yeah, you got to, mate. Shop around for your insurance, folks. You'll be surprised what you can save. Absolutely. Don't stick with, if you've been with RACQ all your life and they've upped your premiums, don't stay loyal to them. They don't stay loyal to you. Shop around. Shop around and get the best deal you can. Okay, you might, if your house is overinsured, you might need to say, oh, listen, my house doesn't need to be insured for $1 million, guys. I can get away with 600,000 or whatever. So really have a close look at your insurance premiums, guys. So Brad is on, everyone. Brad's on. Brad's saying we've got 500 homes to inspect. So Brad's going to be out busy with the Rural Fire Service. So well done, Brad. Brad's out there volunteering with the Rural Fire Service. Even though there's no fires on, they still go out and assist the community, everyone. So Brad and his teams have got 500 homes to inspect. So, oh dear. Yeah, it's bad flooding down there. And this time of the year too is a bit, usually around, summertime, we usually get those big heavy rains and storms and all that type of stuff. So it's a bit unusual. We've got, we got blue sky again up here. So here we go. Text story 79. I'm in Lismore and it's fine. The flood is on the mid-north coast. Okay, mate. Yeah, I'm getting a bit confused with New South Wales. I don't know the towns all that well. So Lismore's fine. That's good news. But we know that Taree is not. Kempsey isn't. Gloucester wasn't. Nikki Slade said the drifter store in town, I think, got flooded in the main street of Gloucester. So Gloucester was badly flooded as well, and all those towns around that area, guys. So there's some big rivers around northern New South Wales, isn't there? The Clarence and all those type of things. But what was the river there I'm trying to think of at Taree, guys? It showed the river, and it was scary. The amount of water raging down that river and how flooded it was scary. Boy, oh boy. Okay, Collier. Since they banged the helicopter, HMAS Albatross is very quiet here. Yeah, well, there you go. But all that, I got onto a politician and said, where are all the helicopters for the floods up here in far north Queensland? We got no medium lift helicopters. And a politician said to me, yes, we have. We've got 40 Navy Seahawks. Yeah, they're all kitted out for anti-submarine roles and all that. They're not kitted out for search and rescue. Okay, they're full of bloody sonar gear and all that type of stuff. And we didn't see any Navy Seahawks up here helping with the floods in far north Queensland. We needed bloody MRH-90s that were based in Townsville at the time up here helping. And they're in a hole. They're no good to helping out during floods when they're in a big hole in the ground because someone made a knee-jerk. The Manning River. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, mate. I saw footage of the Manning River. It was scary, mate, the amount of water going down there. Last I heard, everyone, this is terrible news. There's been 5 deaths as a result of these floods. Last thing I heard on the news, 5 dead. Dear oh dear, that is worse. It's one thing to lose people losing their homes and that, but there's 5 families out there that have lost family members, and that is bloody terrible. 5 dead in these floods, so they're no joke. Dear oh dear. The Manning River and the Hastings River is another one there as well. So anyone in the flood zones, guys, stay safe, please. We're thinking of you. And the whole of the east coast of Australia has been belted this year and last year with bloody rain. Usually we're complaining about droughts, aren't we? And I know people down in South Australia are complaining about the droughts at the moment, but boy, oh boy, we've copped it up here in far north Queensland 2 years in a row. We always have a wet season up here. But after Cyclone Jasper we had highways. The highway, 15 minutes from where I live, guys, was washed away, totally washed away, and it took them 6 months to fix it and get it reopened. The whole of the Palmerston Highway was washed away. The Cape Tribulation Road, washed away. Captain Cook Highway, parts of that, washed away. This is last year, and we had it again this year. Unbelievable. Someone said something about the NT. Oh, no, it's NRT, sorry. Speaking of NT, Justin Dillon's up there at the moment. Justin Dillon and Andrea are on 2.5-month holiday in their new caravan and their new 250 Series Prado. Hopefully it's going well. We'll get Justin might do a live feed with Justin and let us know how his new Prado and van are going. But he was at Mataranka Springs in the Northern Territory when I heard from him. He put an order in for a Rafa book, everyone. Justin put an order in, and I've already got that in an envelope, and I'm going to be posting that today in the post office. Just prepaid ones already straight into the hatch. They'll go out tomorrow, but they're up in the Northern Territory at the moment at Mataranka Springs. So hopefully they're having a great day. Yeah, Lynn, Olera Creek Bridge. Olera Creek Bridge got washed away north of Townsville, and the Bruce Highway was cut. The trucks couldn't get through. Once again, don't get me started on the state of the Bruce Highway, everyone. They're going on. They fixed Olera Creek Bridge in pretty quick time, which was good to see, but they're supposed to be building a higher bridge over there so it does not happen again. There should be an elevated highway from just south of Ingham to just about the whole to Carball. There should be an elevated highway because that section of the Bruce Highway goes underwater every year 2 or 3 times, and the trucks can't get through to bring stores up to North Queensland. Unbelievable. So anyway, they've promised the money and the funding to build a new higher bridge at Olera Creek. I'll probably be in a grave before we see that happen. We'll see what happens. M's on. M, send me your address again, please, mate. I know I've sent stuff to you previously, but I don't keep your addresses in my computer and that. So send it M1, one of the little stubby cooler and light packages last night and fridge magnets and that. So M, send me your name. I know it's Emily. Name, address, and that, and I'll post that down to you. I've got them there, and I'll get to the post office tomorrow, probably at the town we're going to be camping at, and I'll get that sent off to you. So send that through, please, Em. Karen, you're the same. Karen, send me, and Ivan and Lisa, if you're on, send me your address again, please, guys, and I'll send that down to you. Darren Burdett got back to me, and Portia Hurd, who also won a prize. I've got their details. I'll be getting posted off tomorrow. And who else we got here? Amy Elsom and Bruce Creswell, you need to send Brett from SMG Sports your details because you've won the bag and the Shack Country polo shirt. And the Rowies. The Rowies, get on to me. Give me your, get in touch because you won the $250. Let me know which animal shelter or wildlife carrier you want to support because you won $250 last night for your local animal shelter. And Jennifer G, you contact Brett, give him your details so he can send you out the Rafa Shack bat. What a win that is. That's a beautiful cricket bat, that one. Really do. Will do, Bug. Yeah, thanks, Em. Good stuff, mate. So, yeah, I'll get that. Those little lights you won last night, little camping lights, they're bloody brilliant. Got magnet on the back. You can hang them up under your awning or whatever when you're out camping. Just hit the light and you can dull it down and you've got a nice white light there. And they're rechargeable with the, they come with a little USB cable. So no batteries in that, all rechargeable. They're a great little camping light. They really are. So, yeah, look, the loss of the cattle is terrible, isn't it? But there was tens of thousands of head of cattle lost out in West Queensland recently. Bloody terrible, isn't it? The farmers do it tough. They did it tough a few years ago with the droughts, and then it floods, and they lose their new cattle getting washed down the rivers. That's terrible. I saw video footage of cattle getting washed down a river, and it's heartbreaking seeing that. Poor bloody things just getting washed down the river. Then they finally hit a fence or something, and they drown. Poor things. Those bloody heartbreaking. The old farmers, they do it tough, don't they? They really do. Pete's there. Hey, Beaker, how are you, mate? Pete, where are you at the moment, mate? Down South Aussie. Everyone who's down in South Aussie reckons it's dry as buggery down there. So wouldn't it be nice to see a bit of that rain on the north coast of New South Wales? I reckon it was moving south of Sydney down onto the south coast as well. It was shaped like a big banana, and they reckon the south coast of New South Wales was going to cop a drenching as well. That's fine as long as it doesn't flood. No one minds a bit of rain, guys, but when it floods badly, Sam Beaker's down in South Aussie, so everyone that's been down there says it's been really, really dry down there. Em's down there as well. So, yeah, be good to see South Aussie get some rain, wouldn't it? Dear, oh dear. Yeah, Jeff, we've been measuring our rain in metres this year, not in inches, in metres. It's been ridiculous, mate. Anyway, I live in the wettest part of Australia, guys. We're used to it up here, but, you can only take so much rain before it starts flooding. Really, yeah. Em saying South Aussie's due for rain tomorrow. We'll see, but bet it won't happen. Well, let's hope it does, Em. Let's hope you get some rain down there. And it's depressing seeing drought, isn't it? But no one wants to see floods either. Wouldn't it be nice if everywhere in Australia just got a nice, gentle dose of rain every couple of weeks, a nice downpour of rain, keeps all the farms going and that. If we could control the rain with a dial, wouldn't it be good? We need more rain over here, more rain there. Be good. Be good if we got some more rain out in central Australia and we could start opening up more farms and that out there. But it's so dry out in the middle. Then you live around the coast, you put up with, up here, cyclones and floods, and, you live around on the eastern side. Unbelievable. Not sure. I think West Aussie's dry at the moment too, but they get their rain in wintertime over there. Over here in Queensland, we get a lot of our rain in summer. Over in West Aussie, it's the other way around. It's usually dry during summer, and they get a lot of their rain during the winter over there. Yeah. Algae bloom killing sea life all along the South Australian coast. Yeah. There was was it whales or animals washing up everywhere in South Australia? Just an algae bloom killing sea life. Well, there you go. There's more. It's all full of doom and gloom this morning, guys, isn't it? There's not much good news going on. And that's the thing. When you watch the news, there's rarely good news going on. It's all doom and gloom, which is bloody terrible. Let's see if I've forgotten to mention anything. Anyone's got any questions, let us know, guys, because I'm going to sign off. I've been on an hour. I was only going to stay on for about an hour this morning. So yeah, if you're in the flood zones, we're thinking of you, everyone. Steve and Annie, if you see this, I hope everything goes okay with Annie's sister down there. If there's anything we can do to help, Steve, yell out, please, mate. We're here to help out if anyone's doing it tough. Ty Fenwick, keep up the good work, mate. I'm sure you're doing a great job with your machinery down there, fixing the roads and all that type of stuff. Yeah, everyone will be back on their feet before we know it, but people are doing it tough at the moment, guys, and they're only going to do it tougher, especially when the insurance companies start upping the premiums, and they will. So shop around and see if you can get yourself a better deal. That's what I did late last year. I wasn't happy with Defence Service Homes Insurance. I wasn't happy with them either, so I went over and Apia offered me a better deal, and I just thought, I'm overinsured. I don't need my house insured. I live in an old house, guys. I don't need my house insured for that much. So anyway, I did a bit of bargaining, and I came up with a deal that, my house is still insured. She ain't going to blow anywhere. If anything happens to this house, guys, it'll be the roof gets blown off in a cyclone. She's a bloody Caulfield Besser brick home, mine. She's been through a couple of big cyclones. It's like a concrete bunker. So I'm not going to lose the whole house in a cyclone. I'll lose the roof, if anything, especially now that I've got bloody solar panels on. The wind's got something to get under now. I'm not real. That was the bad thing about getting solar panels on, is the wind's got something to get under now and get some purchase on the roof. So I'm not. We'll see what happens next cyclone. We'll soon find out, eh? Someone asked me a question about the Jayco. Buck, any new mods to the Jayco? No, mate, the Jayco is, I've got it where I want it now. I've got an inverter in there if I need it. If I go off grid, I'll put the Jackery in as well. That's a little bit more convenient. So I'll just throw the Jackery in, the Jackery 2000 plus. It's got a 3000 watt inverter in there. I can run the air fryer off the Jackery and all that type of stuff. The water tanks. I've got 200 amps of lithium in the caravan. The fridge doesn't run off the batteries. I've got a 3-way fridge, so it runs off 240 or gas. If I'm off grid, it'll be running off gas. And I've got LED lights and that in the van that will run off the lithium batteries. I've got solar. No, mate, she's ready to go. She's ready to go. This afternoon, I'm going to tow it down the side of the house with me little tug 4, reverse it down the driveway, keep it hooked up on 240 till tomorrow morning, hook the BT50. So tomorrow morning, I get up, unplug it from 240, start the BT up, and then the fridge then runs off the alternator of the car. And while I'm driving the BT50, that fridge will keep its temp till we get to where we're going. And then I'll plug into 240, or if we're off grid, I run the fridge off gas. So no, mate, no mods to she's good to go. I've done everything I need to do to it. Just keeping it pretty basic. And I'm enjoying that caravan. It's certainly a lot better inside. I don't feel as bloody claustrophobic in it like I did in the Sirocco. I just got, after 6 months in the Sirocco, I was like a cage rat, mate. It's a lot bigger inside the thing. The awning's better. The awning's a lot more solid. It can take a lot more wind than those little wind out ones that were on the Sirocco. Anyway, guys, I'll get going. I can see I ripped the door off. I've been close to it too. Yeah, Roz got stuck in the van, so I had to put the boot. It cost me $1,000 for a new bloody door. But anyway, we've got a new door on the Jayco now. It's all because the door handle snapped. And apparently that can happen. Must have been the plastic got brittle or whatever, and Roz got locked in the van. And I got the shits and put my foot into it. And yeah, next minute, new door, $900 and something. Thanks for coming. Plus to get a bloke to fit it for me. So anyway, we're back in business. Newts, thanks, mate. Newts has ordered his Rafa books. Newts has got his thing. So, guys, before I go, if you haven't ordered a Rafa book, get in and order 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, whatever. If you've got a kindy or a preschool near you, get in and order a couple of Rafa books. $10 from every book goes to charity. And it could come back to you guys because I'll be running live feeds and thing. Hey, Aussie did one, guys. I'm not going to do it this morning. Aussie put in an order last night for 5 books, guys. He wants one himself. And he said 4 of them, Buck, and he's paid for the postage as well for prize giveaways. So down the track, I've got 4 of these books as prize giveaways, and I'll post them out to. And Aussie paid for that, guy. So 4 of these books are going to be prize giveaways down the track. I didn't want to do it this morning. I bloody let things settle down on that a bit first. But thanks, Aussie. So we will be doing some prize giveaways down the track for 4 Rafa books. And if you win one, you can go and give it to your local, give it to your little kid or niece or nephew or your local preschool or whatever. As I said, if you haven't got any kids, guys, or grandkids, go to your local preschool and say, here's a kid safety, and read this to the kids. I think they really appreciate it. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in this morning. I'm going to go now and probably just address a few more emails, and then I've got to start getting the caravan ready. It's pretty well ready now. All I've got to do is take it out and hook it up. All the food's in the fridge. Roz is out shopping at the moment for a few steaks and whatever. I'll throw them into the fridge. I'll put the ice in the freezer. I'll buy some beers at wherever we go. I'll just buy some beers down there and a couple of bottles of wine for Roz, and we'll be good to go. So we'll be away for a week, guys. So I'll be watching Origin on Wednesday night. Go the Maroons. And as I said, anyone in the flood zone, hope you're doing it okay. Get in and buy a Rafa book. And if you've got kids and they love backyard cricket, get on to smgsports.com.au. Go to the Mr. Buckaroony tab. Get yourself one of these beautiful Rafa Shack bloody backyard cricket bats, indoor cricket, beach cricket, anything. Anything you can slog a tennis ball or a soft rubber ball or whatever. Get in and buy one of them Rafa Shack bats. And about $30 from each bat will go towards animal shelters, and we'll do prize giveaways. Thanks, Mike Blakely, everyone who tuned in. Scruffy Bollocks, slacking up there in Canada, everyone who tuned in from overseas. Hope you guys are well. Hope you're not flooding and all that type of stuff like we are in Australia, down there in New South Wales. And go the Wars, Brent Neal said. Go the Wars. No, go the Maroons, mate. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. And we'll catch you probably not next week, the week after, eh? See you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.